Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As I was about to title today's video, this right stick steal spam glitch, that's an alliteration right there, is breaking the game in NBA 2K24. So, as you can see, this is not my clip, I don't even know whose this is. So you might see this and you might be like, well bro, it's just practice, who cares? The thing is that this works in-game. I'm going to show you guys a full gameplay of pretty much the whole squad doing this minus one player on the court, and it's pretty broken. So literally all you have to do is stay in the lane of the pass and flick up on your right stick over and over and over again. Your player will not animate for a steal or anything like that until the pass has been thrown. You can see he's just moving around with him, doing it all over the place. So anyway, let's get off this blurry, vertical camera and let's go actually show some gameplay real quick. Now, am I here to condone this or advise you guys to do it? Not really, not entirely. I'm here to obviously tell you guys it's pretty BS. The gentleman's agreement when playing Pro-Am games competitively is to just run zone because it deters from all this crazy stupid BS. Not to mention, by the way, in man defense you also get more pluck steals, even though you don't see one right there obviously, but you do still get more pluck steals, significantly, if I have to add that as well, in comparison to when playing zone. So, the only reason to play zone is to be a gentleman and be nice in terms of like a fair game that you're going to get. But when you go into the park or you go into the rec center and you see someone that's an absolute god in the lanes, it's quite possible that they're not even actually doing anything. Now, you might be thinking, what I'm seeing right now is pretty mid, but like, I really cannot wait until you see what happens at halftime. You will see that, obviously. You can see right here, trolling, throwing kitchen a lob with 25 driving dunk. Absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, one thing I do want to mention as far as like advice on how this works, and again, I'm only here to talk about this strictly off the fact that I am anticipating this will be patched very soon. So I'm not really bugging about this. I'm just here to tell you guys what you're experiencing when you're playing against someone who's running stuff like this. And what this video is more about is to try and tell you guys how to avoid stuff like this as well. But I do want to show its stupidity in its entirety as well. So just so you guys know, you can't do this on inbound. If you do flick up on your stick, it'll give you either a lane steal attempt, or you may even just do something like contest a shot, which is obviously not happening from this range as well. So you can't do it on inbounds, but once the ball has been inbounded, now Kitchen right here can spam up on his stick, Tonic right here can as well. I'm showing the shortcomings of some of the stuff that we're doing with this as well, just so you guys know. But again, you really got to wait until halftime to see what all this stuff is looking like at its absolute craziest. But again, you can see I'm kind of staying in the lane. We got Kitchen right there spamming up on his stick. Again, you can't even hardly tell for the most part. Look at this. You can't really tell that his player is doing it, but then as soon as the pass is thrown, he's lunging straight into the lane with 91 steal, gold interceptor, and as you can see, we don't run this one down, but it does bleed their clock down quite a bit and makes for a really bad offensive possession for the rest of this. And as you're even still going to see, Kitchen's still in the lanes on the very next one as well. I mean, look at this, bro. This man is literally a shooting guard running down into the cut right here, and he's still flicking up on the stick. So you may also be wondering, what are the shortcomings of doing this stuff in the half court? Is there anything that can be deterred in terms of like it's going to be bad for you to do or anything like that? The answer is yes, indeed. If you do it too close to the ball, you will go for a right stick up contest every single time. So let's say if Joey were to be doing it right now, if he were trying to stick lane right there and didn't get it because his player's out of range, or not to mention, I didn't even mention this to you guys yet, we got Joey on a 7-1 with 25 steal, I'm on a 7-footer with 60 steal, and Tonic is on a 6'11 with around 60 steal as well. So we got three bigs out here in this gameplay. The only people that even have interceptor more than bronze are our point guard and shooting guard, but again, you will see, like, obviously right there, my passing lane's ability and also just to be able to get something in that kind of a window isn't exactly capable. So it's not something that will save you on a 25 steal build by any means, like super crazy, but it actually will still be at a pretty stupid rate in comparison to obviously having to time it with your X button. So again, we were out in transition right here. Like in transition D is where it's absolutely the most broken, because obviously all you have to do is just run with a player, and you would see he would have thrown two lanes right here to the same, like, two different people. And again, like, whether this is a good like throwable pass or not, it doesn't matter, bro. The principle to this is that the skill needs to be involved when it comes to passing lanes, and right now it's not there. Because unfortunately, I did this for science. Like, this gameplay is purely for science. I don't like to play this way. I don't like to, sit here and spam this on people in ranked or anything like that, let alone when we play comp games as well. We're running zone until someone's running this against us. But at the same time, you obviously don't want to be on complete garbage mode with it. Like, if you have no reps with running this man defense, spamming up on the right stick, and then you run into someone who's competitively really good and doing this type of nonsense, like a lot of top rep players I might be seeing when I'm playing in the game as well, because obviously they have their own agenda. It's not about playing fair. It's not about, fun or anything like that. They're literally just going for the top rep. So seen some people like that, obviously spamming the right stick, and obviously if you're gonna run into someone who is A, good at the game, B, cheating in a way, even though it's like in the game, so it's not really cheating technically, but if they're doing that type of stuff, you have to be prepared for it yourself, obviously, and be prepared to maybe do it back. So that's the only time we're doing that so far in the you know, competitive pro-am scene, is if obviously other people are doing it, then we're doing it back. So let's go ahead and let this one get to halftime really soon here. But as you can see, a couple missed lanes right there. I want to show the shortcomings a little bit with these, but when we get out of that halftime, you're going to see some absolutely like crazy spree go on. And as you can see, like even before it, Bonnie playing a crazy backwards lane right there. And, you know, they're not doing it back. They're not like staying in the lanes and spamming or anything like that. They're obviously doing what the game is intended to do and doing skill-based things of tapping their X button. Or also, there's nothing wrong with the right stick steal being a thing that's in the game. I just really have to give my, you know, 2 cents about the whole right stick spamming. And as you can see, Kitchen's player gets animated into it. This will happen sometimes, so it is one deficiency to it, but as you can see, he's not too close to the ball, but I think his arrow might be on the point guard at the moment or something like that, or this might be their shooting guard and that's why his arrow's on him. But as you can see, because he flicked up on his stick a bunch of times, like I'm talking 5 or 6 times by the time this even happened, even though he stopped, it's still going to keep on doing it for at least a frame or 2 pretty much of him doing it. So anyway, besides that, you can see we get the final possession of the quarter, so boom, they go in for the dunk. Now we are only at 6 steals at the half, but you wait and see what happens for the rest of this game. And oh, it's so hard to watch and so hard to see. But I obviously, like I said, wanted to present this to you guys off just educational purposes, to know that you will run into this stuff yourself as well. And if someone's trying to play too, like how Kitchen was right here, or, you know, obviously if like let's say Joey then, for instance, had more steal on his build and he was in the gap between the corner and hash, that's where the real deficiency is to this. And that's why you're seeing a lot of pro-am teams struggle, like the 5-out styles, where they're dealing with that gap that I'm talking about, where if, let's say, this guy's spawning up into that stack side right here, one guy who has high steal can sit in between this spot right here and the spot right here, and Joey, if he had a higher steal rating, could just be sitting here playing 2 guys at once, and it makes it so hard as a point guard if you're working top of the key right here, off the fact that you are going to have a guy sitting here spamming up on the stick over and over and over again, and no matter where you throw it, it's going to be the perfect animation for a lane every single time, because he's clicking it at quote-unquote the perfect time, even though it's really not punishing you. It's almost on some Madden stuff, where if you guys have played that, you can spam the Y button until the pass has been thrown, and then when it's finally thrown, you can just hold it instead. But there's no timing based related stuff with that. It's all just kind of positioning. But as you can see, like as far as like this one right here, Kitchen follows his own cut down. I'm even still playing a little bit of the drop as well. Kitchen gets the lane. I don't get the ball, and we don't get it off that steal. But as you can see, Bonnie was still doing it right there. It is some situational awareness of when to do it and when not to do it, because as you can see, as soon as Bonnie went down with the slip, then he went up on the stick over and over again. But when he was closer to the ball, he obviously wasn't doing it. But as I just mentioned, bro, look at this stuff. We literally just got out of halftime. I mean, we're sitting here getting like 4 steals in a row off this. Again, look at this, bro. Tonic is sitting in the lane. He's got like 60-something steal, fellas. I mean, and look at this. We would have had like 3 people in the lane right here. Now, to be fair, is this a great pass? Probably not. But at the same time, it would be great if obviously Tonic had to use some skill to do this and hit his X button at the right time, or use his right stick at the right time. But that's not the case right here. He's not close enough to the ball to be getting the flick up on the stick where he's going to be contesting the shot. And it's all just really bad, fellas. It's really, really bad. So I'm hearing, at least, I don't want to, you know, give any factual statements or anything like that, but I'm hearing that this could be getting patched relatively soon, and that's why I want to at least put this video out, just for the purpose of you at least still enjoying the game for its last little bit of you maybe, you know, not having to deal with this quite as much. And like I said, I don't vouch for it. We don't do this very much. This was mainly educational purposes, and I'm very sorry to these guys that were playing against. But again, another thing that's even a worse thing about Man, maybe not worse, but it's just about as bad, is the fact that you get more pluck steals in this, and it's so bad for the game, bro. That's why when you're watching the comp pro-am stuff, if they are doing the gentleman's agreement of playing zone, it's not constant pluck city that you're seeing every single other court that you're playing on in 2K24. It's a little bit more of respectable gameplay, because you're not getting crazy lane steal spam like this. You're not getting on-ball pluck 24/7, and it's just a more respectable way of playing the game. And it's unfortunate that we don't see that obviously reciprocated into 3v3 or 2v2 or, you know, rec center or anything like that. But this is some bad ball right here. It's really bad. So anyway, moving along with the rest of this gameplay, we're not going to show like way too much stuff for the rest of this, but it's pretty wild. Look at Tonic just sitting in the lanes on the back end of this stuff. Like, obviously, you know, it just, and as you can see, once he got closer to him, and that is the one thing that you can maybe take advantage of with this that I wanted to explain to you guys for the sake of you being able to take advantage of people doing this, is just run near them. Run near them. Simple as that. You're going to get them baited out. If they're really just a bot that's flicking up on their stick 14 million times, you're going to bait them out. They're going to jump at you with a contest. You throw it right at their guy. Simple as that. But as you can see, we kind of did a couple things to patch it up. This guy ends up missing the wide open shot, but that alone allowed them to get at least an open shot. Pretty simple, right? But now look at Tonic lurking in the lanes. I mean, you can't throw that at all. There's no shot. Like, and when I say no shot, I mean literally no shot. Like, there used to be a shot, but look at this. Look at him putting his hands up. Oh my God, like almost got that with a 60-something steal rating. I promise you, if that's someone with a good, decent steal rating, it's very likely getting laned. Right here, obviously, you know, we still got 3 bigs, so the interior defense is insane as well, obviously. And then, again, just moving along, like recapping some of the final parts of the gameplay. I'm going to be playing too a little bit right here. You can actually see, like, I actually get some decent attempts at this toward the end. I know I haven't been doing it for the most part, but that's because if you're playing a little bit more interior D based, you're not going to be in these spots quite as much. But as you can see, now I'm on the stack side, so I'm doing it. You can see, though, I am getting put in that situation where I'm getting that kind of stick up spam where I'm getting that shot contest, unfortunately, and that I obviously don't want. But for the most part, he's got nowhere to throw it, so he just has to create to himself, pretty much. You can't really use your teammates very much, because if they at least stick with the cuts a tad bit, it's going to be really hard to do. Right here, once again, more steals in the on ball, even though it was really a bump steal, to be fair. But yeah, end of third quarter. I know, like I said, we're probably dragging this gameplay on a little bit long, but I do appreciate you guys watching. And if you do appreciate the video, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on noties, all good stuff. And like always, try us 1 to 2,000 likes. And if you made it to this point in the video, you can put BS if you want, I'm not gonna lie, but put steal in the comments to show your support if you made it to this point in the video. But anyway, this right here is kind of what I was talking about. I'm on the stack side, and obviously I don't want to be doing it when he was way too close right here, because it will force me to get the shot contest. But now, because he's moving away from his teammates on this stack side right here, now I'm flicking up, I'm spamming it, and whether he threw it to the corner or threw it to the hash, I was likely going to be in a spot to play it pretty properly. And as you can see, I kind of break it up. It wasn't really like a lane steal or anything like that, but it was at least decent. Hitting the floater, getting the two-way tenacity lit up. Boy, is that another topic that we need to talk about for a video pretty soon as well, of how to activate and what activates two-way tenacity. Another clip right here of me being on stack side. You're going to see he actually gets this pass off properly, because obviously I'm not really in a great spot to play the hash, because I'm still trying to protect my own corner. So I'm kind of like playing between two and hoping that if he throws to the corner, boom, it's like a free steal right there. But I would still be in range of maybe the hash. And again, if you put a build that has lethal amounts of steal rating, it's so toxic what you can do in that spot. Obviously, again, for me, I'm at 60 steal with bronze interceptor. I'm not really the best at this either. There is still some technique to it. Obviously, it's not a 100% completely brain dead thing, but boy, it is close. I'll tell you that much. So anyway, right there, you can see, like, I'm playing Tonic's lane to the hash right here, right? Look at how stupid this is. I'm technically our corner defender, but I'm playing the lane to the hash while also being ready to guard him, and I'm giving up free back door while Tonic stays in the lane. And look at this nonsense, bro. He just Superman dives into this thing. Just literally Superman dives into it and gets the lane off that. As you can see, the boy's taking it coast to coast, because obviously he's pretty nice with it too. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, it will be patched. I am at least assuming so, and I'm hopeful so, obviously. And if you put enough pressure on 2K with stuff like this, they will budge. And that's where I feel like my duty as a content creator, even though a lot of people will say, like, why even put this to the masses? You know what I mean? Why even show people something like this? But the more this like gets into the air and I'm the one that's kind of like putting it out there, or maybe even someone bigger, like for instance like Joe or whoever the case may be, because I know he's obviously frustrated with this too, with the way he's running 5 out as well. And I mean, it's so stupid too. It's not a cry of desperation to say that this is a stupid feature in the game. It's literally someone getting rewarded for something that takes about 5% of your skill, and that you can get, you know, caught with situations like that. But obviously good players can also, if they're not just gassing this to its like craziest extent, can also just kind of not do it sometimes. But look at this. Then you would say something like, well, Tonic got caught doing it, but now look at this. Kitchen gets in the lane. Like Tonic gets caught stepping out, and this guy's like, oh, thank God, finally, bro. I can finally throw this cut. This is a clear lane. Boom. Comes the 91 steal. Straight into the lane. Right off the hash, bro. I mean, oh my god, it's so bad. It's actually insane. So I'm having a lot of fun playing this game. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely am. But this is one feature that for my, my notes that I said would really fix 2K24. I said this was mandatory. It has to be fixed. In yesterday's video, I said that, and it's absolutely true. It has to, bro, 100%. And look at this, no foul on that. I guess I did say that the fouls have to get toned down on the jumps, but that was not exactly what I was talking about. It was more about the paint. But anyway, box score. We end the game with 15 steals. They have 17 turnovers, as many turnovers as they have field goals made. And I'm not trying to hate on these guys by any means, because they're actually a lot better of players probably than the scoreboard would indicate, but they just don't know how to cheat, and we do, right? That's the messed up thing about this. And again, I don't condone doing this myself a whole lot. I'm gonna, when we're playing games competitively or non-competitively, I'm not the one that's wanting to run like man defense, and I would prefer to just stay in zone. And obviously it works on your craft of an actual like ball player, rather than and don't think I'm saying that realistically. I just mean like it works on your craft as a player of 2K, and obviously you can't lean on stuff like this forever because it will get patched 100%. And that's my anticipation, it's my hope, and if it doesn't, then this game's in a really bad spot. So I'm hopeful that this will get patched really soon, and obviously it's really necessary that it does. So we're trying to put a little bit more pressure on them to actually get on something like this. So obviously you guys watching the video or knowing about it at this point even pushes that further. The more it gets into the community and the more people that get irritated about something like this, the quicker you put the pressure on them to actually do something different. So if it's just a secret that's getting kept and no one in the comp community ever speaks up about it, it's just a secret that stays a secret and no one ever hears about it. Like the hop jumper glitch from last year, because I tried to speak up about that, but I wasn't in the same position I was now, where maybe I actually have people that, hear me out a little bit on stuff like that now. So that's why I really do want to make videos like this of talking about issues and actually hopefully making some change, rather than to sit on my hands and just, avoid this topic and not actually do some action about it. So anyway, that is all for the video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new to noties, all that good stuff. And like always, try this one to 2,000 likes. If you made it to the end of the video, put steal in the comments. Search Perch Made It Through. Or you really could put BS if you made it all the way. So anyway, I don't know if YouTube's going to like that algorithm. You could probably just go ahead and put steal in the comments. But yeah, it definitely is BS. That's for sure. So anyway, that's all for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And that, take these, man. Peace.